right now in the US, people are preparing for what is going to be the first significant snowstorm for a lot of people, especially in the central Midwest, lower Great Lakes region. So let's get right into it because there's even another storm and some cool air to talk about. So let's get right into it. Right now, here we are having some lake effect snow on the Great Lakes. That is the most significant thing we're having right now. We also have a area over here in the northwest that is producing snow. This is what is going to produce our snow over here in this region. And we are also having some rain over there in the northeast. This is going to end up moving to the east. We're going to continue to have some lake effect snow. As this cold does move further to the east, it should enhance the lakes further to the north and east and lessen these lakes. But at the same time, some of those same areas are going to start to watch for this snowstorm. So set up on Friday late tonight, we have our Texas moisture down here, and we have some light snow up here in the Dakotas stretching into Iowa, and we are starting to see the combination of moisture, and I think here we are going to have a good chance of some freezing rain early on, and then it should be a little less prominent as it heads to the east, and it's gonna be more sleet instead. And this thing should really combine perfectly as the core heads into Missouri, Illinois, and most of our snow is going to pile up right here in southern Iowa, as there is going to be a great cutoff from the rain to the snow, and some of you who are going to get heavy snow are also going to get rain on the backside. But it will move into the east, some light snow up here into northern Michigan and Wisconsin, but all of Michigan is going to get some snow. We're going to have northern Indiana and northwest Ohio getting in on some of this snow, and this is going to, again, shoot off to the north and west. Here is another one of our convective models. Our lake effect snow is going to move off, and our significant snowstorm is really going to set up with some early freezing rain over here in Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, potentially, Missouri, and eventually this will become a lot less of an ice storm and more of just rain, a little bit of rain down to the south, and a lot of snow up to the north. And again, the closer you are to this low pressure core, the more snow you're going to get. This is going to move off, and behind that we're going to have some lake effect snow in some of these areas, but the details of that aren't far out enough yet. So this is the total snowfall that this area could see through late on Sunday. So it's going to be mostly out of these people areas, and it's going to be more over here at that point. We are going to have over a foot over here in southern Iowa, potentially western Illinois, but we're going to have a wide area of 8+ inches stretching from northwest Ohio over into Nebraska. And again, that is going to peak in central southern Iowa, where we could have up to 15 or 16 inches of snow. And some other areas could get up to a foot, depending on what localized areas you are in. Further to the north, you're going to get 2 to 4 inches. Also, moving beyond the system, this is going to start to weaken to the east, and we are going to see some lake effect snow behind, so that could add some snow to some of those same areas. But areas in the northeast are going to get some light snow. But as you can see here, we have yet another storm. We have snow over here in about the same area. So you're going to get double dose of snow in some of those areas. Even further to the south. And here is our Gulf moisture. And this is really going to try to combine. This one shows it quite a little bit earlier than some of the other models. But we are seeing this really come together in some particularly strong nor'easter before it moves offshore. I think the GFS may be a little too extreme and it will back off, most likely. Here is our European model with the same time. Again, here's that first system that we're going to have over the weekend, and then early to middle of next week, we're going to start to see this storm really ramp up, especially over here in the northeast. And despite it not being as widespread, we're still getting heavy snow, as this would be a powerful nor'easter. And then most of the snow seems to be over this general area with this model, it peaks over here in Massachusetts. Now, it is a little too late to have specifics with that, but that is going to move offshore. Now, looking further out is where we're going to get quite interesting, actually. We have cool air over here in the east, warm over here in the west, and this pattern is generally going to continue as we have yet a second cold blast coming through. And this is going to produce even more severe cool air, especially over here in the north, which is why this other system is going to form quite a bit further to the south. Now, I don't think this one is going to quite reach Florida until maybe later on, but we're going to see some extreme temperatures, especially over here in the upper Midwest, northern plains, even over here into Montana. And then that is going to shift to the east to the Great Lakes region and become a little less severe further east. And guess what? We got yet another cold blast, maybe even more severe, moving through the Midwest again, the Great Lakes, and the Northeast. This would be 20 degrees potentially below average temperatures over here in the east. That would be quite significant. And not only that, yet we're going to try to get our heat back in later on with the GFS, but the European model doesn't show this quite. Now, the European model is actually quite interesting. It has this. We have more cool air with this one, not quite as significant. So here's our European model. We have cool air in the east, warm air in the west. Again, here's our second cold blast. This one doesn't show it to be nearly as significant as the GFS, but look at this third one. It again is showing quite significant, especially over here in Canada and the northern US. And maybe it peaks over here in the northeast. But it's not over. Our warm air does move to the west, but we have yet another cold blast. And guess what? We got another one right here. And guess what? We got another one. And yet another one. Especially over here in the Great Lakes, seems like it will be even more severe. But I do think these cold blasts will start to calm down as we head toward the middle of the month next month. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very, very soon.